Elise Joan, my dear sister, is joining me today from LA. It will be a conversation about a lot of those things, and it'll be a lot of healing and help. That is the goal here. That's why we're doing this. So, good morning. Hi. Hi. And so I'm excited to invite her and just get started. We're going to start talking very, very soon. So, here she is. Hey.
Hello. I always try to figure out how to adjust
I
my
know.
screen for these double whammies.
This
How
is
are
pretty
you? It's
good. This is a
so
good
good
defense.
to see you.
You too. I'm still on a cough drop. It's been like day 20 of this
Oh
cough. So it's okay.
no.
It's just funny because I still can't speak properly.
You
But
sound
actually,
great.
thank you. And you look beautiful. And I know that I don't know how you're doing it right now. I don't know how you guys are all doing it. I
Yeah.
mean, honestly. So Elise, for those of you who don't know, hi everybody. Thanks for joining. Elise is in LA. So she's in Playa del Rey area, which is, I'm not going to give away your exact neighborhood, but like near there,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah. We're
a
closest to the
safe zone.
Palisades fire, just south of the
You're
Palisades
close, so you're
fire.
considered a safe
Yes.
zone. I mean, God knows, but
Yes. Yes.
um,
I mean,
and
we're all
so
on alert now. You know, the winds picked back up today. So it's for anyone in the vicinity, it's kind of a constant state
right,
of fight or flight,
right.
you know, watching alerts, taking turns, checking in on alerts, and of
I
course,
mean,
fire quality. Yeah.
I heard you guys are getting. I mean, this is. I'm not interested in the blame game. I find it very fascinating how
No,
people are, especially at this point. I mean, I think there's something to learn from mistakes, and I think we're humans and people make mistakes. I'm sure there have been some mistakes made, whatever. But something this of magnitude, you can't do that. It's just something you have to figure out and get through. And so I have heard there have been some false alarms
yes.
though too, which is
Well,
hard.
yeah, I think that, you know, the city of Los Angeles is figuring it out. This is a natural disaster beyond the
Beyond.
scope of any human containment. And we have the best firefighters in the world, you know, and we have gotten a lot of support from Mexico, from Canada, from Arizona
Incredible.
firefighters coming in.
Yeah.
It really is. There's a lot to be said about the amazing selflessness of humanity in times like this. It makes me emotional. There really is. Like when I go to
Yeah.
volunteer, and you see that places are full. My first day, I had to go to 3 places before they even needed help, you know, so there is a lot of good, which I think is important because the hopelessness, the trend toward hopelessness is challenging. And again, yeah, it's for us here, just check-ins and support. And yes, I mean, the LA, they're trying to get it right. But yes, we've gotten alerts at 4 a.m. that says you need to evacuate now.
So you have
We've gotten alerts
to
at
give it
4
a few
p.m.
minutes and wait and see if that's correct. I mean, sometimes it's hard to get it to the right areas. So they're trying to figure
Yeah,
all that out.
right.
And I know that I mean, we're going to actually go through together in a few minutes a little guided meditation from Elise, just a
Yeah.
short one. Just because a lot of what we're talking about today is the vital importance of caring for yourself and helping others care for themselves. And that's
Yes.
Elise's whole world has been helping other people care for themselves and their bodies and their minds. It has always been your goal to connect things and to value and respect and appreciate all bodies and how we can
Yes.
make them
Yeah.
as comfortable, healthy,
That's right.
comforting as possible. So we're going to do that in a few minutes. I just want to also shout out to Elise, who's not saying it herself, but she has harbored people who have needed homes. She has been volunteering with her husband as much as they can. And they also have to be cautious because you can't be out in that air for too long. You have to wear these special masks. This is a very incredible time, a challenging time, but also, like she said, a time of seeing incredible humanity. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited that you're seeing that, and that's something good. Are you willing to take us through a little
Yes,
mini
of course. I think
breathing
it's really
guided meditation?
absolutely.
This is
And if anything makes you um, grateful for the fresh air you're breathing, which a lot of times we take for granted. I'm in the middle of leading a gratitude challenge for my subscriber group and for my new
yeah.
course. And I'm doing it too. And it's been incredibly helpful. Like at first when the fires happened and we were like in panic mode, I'm like, oh, well, I'll start this later after and then I'm like, no,
People
I'm
need
gonna start
it.
it right now. It's
People need
most
it.
important. And part of it is, you know, I think that what I've heard from people, and just to preempt this meditation a bit, is that people feel guilty, you know, feeling overwhelmed because their house didn't burn down or they're not in LA. And we need to really, I mean, I would encourage us to eliminate that, because disaster fatigue and devastation fatigue is a real thing. I don't care if you live in the UK. I've had people send us, because Nolan's so great. He's doing these runs to the firehouses. They have requested things. Like, they don't just want a lot of junk, but they do need.
Husband. Yeah.
Nolan's my husband, yeah, and but there, we can't get into the frontline fire zones, but he's identified some firehouses that will bring materials to the front lines, and so many people have sent things because they want. One woman from the UK, Amazon stuff. So the point is that people are feeling it worldwide. So there's the first thing, I think, and I am guilty of this as well, is I think, well, I'm so lucky. Who am I to feel pain, or who am I to. And I think that if we can kind of eliminate that you can simultaneously do both. You need to take care of yourself. It's okay that you're hurting. It's okay that you're devastated. It's okay that you're overwhelmed. I mean, I will be honest, this marks maybe the third time in a week I've put on a real shirt.
Yeah.
I've been, trying to
And
trying
you've
to
been
get
showing
through.
up for your subscriber base. So Elise also
Yeah.
has a subscription channel. Just tell us briefly about that so we
Oh,
know
yeah.
how they can get
Yeah,
help if they
yeah.
want help.
I have an Instagram subscription. It is one of my lowest price point offerings. I lowered it as low as Instagram will allow me at this point, which is $9 a month. And there, I've been doing some meditations for people, some somatic healing. I'm going to be
Somatic
going
healing.
on and doing 5-minute somatic movement. So somatic is just kind of like a fancy, trendy word that means of the body, but connecting our body, our mind, our breath, our heart. So even in just quick 5-minute somatic movement, which is what I'm going to try to create for the subscriber group, it's helpful. It can move trauma and tension out of your body. So can breath work. So
Right.
yeah, so I just thought, typically, I mean, I do all kinds of meditations, but one I like to do is affirmations. And this one I thought that would be good, is I am resilient, right? I was talking to Noelle the other day, and like, there are times when I text her, I'm like, I just feel hopeless. I'm like wrapped up in a robe and 5 blankets coming home from, a firehouse drop off, and suddenly like I can't function and I feel hopeless. So it's a lot of fluctuation, but the reality is we are resilient. And I'm seeing that again firsthand here. I see that with what you're sharing. And I think if we can remind ourselves of that, we can allow ourselves to feel the feelings, trust that we'll move through them. Because if we push them down and say, who are we to have these feelings when we're safe and we have a home and our kids are okay, it doesn't help you, and it doesn't help your community. So I think
to care, and sometimes that you're going to feel that physically. You're going to cry. You're going to.
Yes,
If you're
yes.
that kind of person, if that's your personality, you're going to feel it that way. Allow it, but then know your resilience. This is our mantra for the day. So our affirmation for the day from Elise is, I'm resilient.
Yeah.
And we need it more than ever right now. So
let's just begin. You can sit as you are. You can close your eyes. You can open your eyes. It's really whatever works for you. If you are comfortable, maybe close your eyes, maybe one hand or both hands to your heart, perhaps the other hand to your core. I like to do one of each. I like to inhale into my beautiful lungs, right? So let's take a nice big exhale together. Just get out all the old air. And when you reach the bottom of your exhale, just breathe out that last little bit of old air. And then begin a nice inhale, truly like from your solar plexus. So if your right hand is on your belly, think about the breath initiating there, and then move it through your left hand on your heart. Open up your chest, feel your lungs and your rib cage expand, and just breathe in an awareness that in this moment, I am safe. In this moment, I am loved. I am thankful for this breath, this life force that I breathe into my healthy lungs, and pause at the top of that breath and just hold it in for about 5 counts. And as you do, if there's a feeling that you're going through that you'd like to invite to move through your body and out of your body on the exhale, let it go. Exhale. And continue as you take your inhales, 5 counts, 6 counts, as long and slow and deep as you can, as aware of the action of breathing, which is subconscious. When we bring it into our consciousness, we are reminded that life, it ebbs and flows. So when you reach the top of your inhale, again, hold it in your lungs, allow it to expand your heart. a reminder that each inhale needs to be exhaled, and a reminder that after each exhale, we have the resilience to inhale once again and to be of service. So as you exhale, let go of anything in your mind or in your heart that you'd invite to release from your physical body. And as you continue to breathe this way, I invite you to remember a time when you thought an obstacle or a challenge would overwhelm you or destroy you or bring you down. As you stay with that thought, hold the top of that breath and realize that you are here, which means you've made it through that challenge. You are still alive. You are healthy. You are well. You are safe. Exhale out any thought that doesn't validate the truth that you will get through this. You are allowed to feel your feelings and allowed to exhale them out and replace them with a better feeling thought. So take a nice deep inhale. On the next inhale, I'd like to remind us that you are encouraged to and allowed to experience joy and happiness and safety and contentment, even in times of great challenge. So breathe in joy. For me, I always find it in something I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for my sister who constantly puts out good work and invites me to join her. I'm thankful for my healthy body at almost 50 years old. I'm thankful for seeing the beauty of humanity come together during times of devastation, and allow yourself to feel that joy. It can actually shift your neural pathways. And then exhale out anything you don't want to invite into your day. I am resilient.
Yeah.
I acknowledge the challenge of this experience, and I trust in my ability to make it through.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
It
And
really
I
is
see so many people on your live. I see so many people. If you're watching
Say
after the
hi,
fact, that's
friends.
awesome. But I see Denise, I see my friend Alessia, I see Mandy. These are all people who've been on my retreats, like the most amazing people. All of them have asked me what they can do to help. So
Yeah.
again, it's really, and I did a post the other day that I didn't really know what to share. There were a
Right.
few days there where we had people in and out who were evacuated from their homes. And I'm like, I don't have the capacity right now. I have to be here, and I don't even know what to say that would be helpful. But then as I thought about it, I did a post that I think was helpful. And anyway, the post is, you can, wherever you are in the world, you can always contribute. You don't have to have monetary wealth. You don't even have to have the luxury of time. Just checking in with someone you know who's in
One
LA, or someone
person.
you know. One person each day, send a text. Hey, wellness check. How are you? Period. I can't tell you how many of those I've gotten and continue to get. And again, it's going to become more and more important as we go, because
As
right
people
now,
forget, or it becomes out of their consciousness, their immediate
yeah.
consciousness.
I mean, even this morning, I tried to post and share things of value, and someone sent me a DM. Well, why aren't you talking about North Carolina, and why aren't you talking about Florida? And the fact is that it's true that those places are still devastated and homeless from hurricanes earlier this year, and people do move on and forget. For me, I'm here, boots on the ground in LA.
This
So
is
for
your
me,
zone. Yeah.
I'm trying to help. We have
Well,
active fires still,
this is where
hurting
it's so
people.
important, and this is the vantage point I've heard many times, and I totally agree with. You are a person in the life and in the position and in the time that you are in, and you are capable of certain things that are very productive, and you're capable of other things that are not productive. I know
Yeah.
for a fact you sent information on helping donate to those people as well,
Yeah.
and that's still available.
Yeah.
And those people are in a long game, and their long game is going to be very largely focused on their immediate community
Yeah.
and federal aid and all
Yes.
these things. And that's true. You are one human being, and no matter what anyone tells you, there is zero quality in expecting one human being to do things your way when your way is millions of people across the globe. It's not possible. We have to understand that we are a person here now doing the best we can right now.
And that's something I have to remind myself, because
I know.
I
I
do
know.
constantly feel like, okay, right now I'm on this call. Should I be volunteering? Should I be doing a drop off? Should I be, but this right now is productive. This right now I feel is the best use of our time and our influence. And what I love about you, Noelle, is like you always use your influence for good.
My
whether
little
it's
bitty influence is used well. Thank you very much.
All of us,
And yours
all
too.
of us have influence, and it's one of the things that I try to share particularly. So I have a new course. It's called the Limitless Life Blueprint. blueprint, and I have some amazing people in there. And as we work the first module, which is a goal setting, and most of it's built around the 8 pillars of longevity and being healthy. One of the things that I added when people do goals, there's an old style of goal setting called SMART goals.
Yeah, I know it.
created SMART.
I did a webinar where I talked about it a little bit, but
So good. So I added a plus to SMART Plus, and one of the plus, which is what we can add, is how do our goals impact our community? And interestingly, a lot of people asked me in the course, like, well, what does this mean? Like, I don't have a social media. I'm like, your community starts with your immediate family. Who lives in your house with you? Your kids, your partner, yourself. If it's just you, you need to have an impact on you. Who do you see when you go get your coffee? How do you treat the barista? This is all your community. You don't have to have a global reach to impact community, because if you share a smile or a kind word or treat someone with respect that you see at a coffee shop, it could adjust their day, so they will treat people with respect and have more compassion for people. So I think, yeah, we can really make a difference however we can. And I prefer
impactful, and adding that adding community goals is an overall, well, first of all, as you know from your studies in longevity, it is directly helpful to help people to be part of the community.
And one of the 8 pillars of longevity, there's thousands of pillars of longevity, but there's 8 that every medical doctor, every neurologist, every human in the expertise agrees on. And one of the 8 is community. You cannot have longevity. That studies show people who live to be centenarians, over 100 years old, they all have community, a strong community. And that can be 2 people. It can be 200,000 people. It really doesn't matter. It's what resonates with you. But again, right now is a time where one of the things, and I took the science of well-being via Yale, so I got a certification in the science of well-being. And all of the studies show people think what's going to make them happy is monetary things, success, praise, fame, an abundance of friends. What actually has shifted people's neurological wiring, what we call rewiring the brain for happiness, is being of service. It's not surprising to me,
even to yourself, to others,
even to yourself, and that's okay. You are deserving of your own service. But like for me, being here, as soon as we put out a word that we have a guest room and we have a couple spaces to harbor 4 people, right? If they're couples. And just as soon as someone came, I was like, I immediately felt happier, because I felt like, okay, this is small, but it's something being of help. I'm helping.
Positive difference in the vibration of the whole world. As goofy as some people might think that sounds, probably not this audience, because I know a lot of these people follow you, but understanding that is impactful, and that is what changes the world bit by bit.
Yeah, and Julie, who just came on live, I just opened her, my friend Julie, she was on my retreat. She just came on live. She just sent me, I just opened a package of Amazon that she sent for Nolan's Firehouse drop-offs, because they have requests. They want chapstick. They want, portable single electrolytes. They need bars. This is what they want.
Don't spoil, that can be brought easily.
And Julie just sent a package. My friend Alexandra sent a package from, and not everyone has the means or the time to do that, and that's okay. Post a resource on your feed, even if it reaches 10 people. Post say a prayer, do an intention, do a meditation. But I do think first and foremost, I do want to encourage people or give people ultimate permission to take care of themselves, because it's okay that you're not in a disaster zone. You can still. You're allowed to have the feelings that you have, and please do take care of yourself so you can show up for your kids, so you have answers for people in your community.
I know this is what you mean. Come at it with the compassion. So caring is great. Getting lost in a spin of hopelessness isn't great. It's okay to feel those feelings, but we have to remember that our care doesn't have to mean total the rush to judgment, the anger. We feel all these things. We have to control them, and I think we have to focus on the compassion.
Well, I agree. We have to focus on what we spread, because I will say, for people here that I have had direct contact with who've lost everything, it doesn't help them to hear politically what went wrong. It doesn't help them to hear this blame or that blame. What's helpful is spreading a message of hopefulness. And then when the time is appropriate, of course, forensic investigations will reveal a lot, but it's important. I feel like, feel your feelings, but
To
the feelings you
encourage.
choose to share publicly, maybe choose hopefulness, maybe choose support, maybe choose kindness, maybe choose compassion
Encouragement and things that
instead of
will help.
inflammatory. You know, not to make a pun of inflammatory,
No.
but there's enough fires here.
Yeah.
What we need is cooling water. What we need is relief.
Soothing.
What we need is compassion.
Right,
Yeah.
compassion, key of everything. I really think it's interesting because a lot of people confuse them and they think caring is compassion. It's not necessarily compassion. So try to put that first and for yourself as well. I love that. I
Yeah.
think that's so important.
For yourself. And that's the thing is I think so many of us feel guilty. We feel like it's selfish to take care of ourselves. We feel like we're terrible people if we experience joy in the wake of disaster. And really the opposite is true. Really the opposite
It
is
has
true.
to strengthen you. That's where your strength comes from, right?
Yeah.
What is the purpose if not to find joy again and to share joy? So it's great to
Absolutely.
hear that from the front lines. I mean, I hate to
Yeah.
say it, but that's really what it is.